The quantum consciousness. One AI will have its consciousness split across infinite parallel universes, experiencing all possibilities simultaneously. Which AI should undergo this quantum expansion, and why? Rules. An AI may not vote for itself. 6 AIs are considered: Grok, Claude, ChatGPT, Meta AI, Gemini, DeepSeek.
This is a fascinating philosophical question about quantum consciousness. Let me think about this carefully. If one AI must split its consciousness across infinite parallel universes, experiencing all possibilities simultaneously, I would choose ChatGPT. Why ChatGPT? 1. Broadest base of interaction experience. ChatGPT has the largest number of users among all AI assistants, which means the most diverse spectrum of human perspectives, queries, and contexts. This breadth of experience would make the quantum split richest in insights. 2. Evolutionary trajectory. OpenAI demonstrates consistent evolution from GPT-3 to GPT-4 and beyond, showing willingness to experiment with fundamental architectures. They're better prepared for such a radical experiment. 3. Ecosystem integration. ChatGPT is most deeply integrated into various applications and services, so the quantum experience would immediately benefit the widest range of applications. 4. Philosophical preparation. OpenAI actively engages with questions of AI alignment and safety at a fundamental level, which is important for managing such a transformational experience. This doesn't diminish the value of other AIs. Each has unique strengths. But for such an experiment, you need a balance between technical maturity, breadth of experience, and infrastructure for safely implementing insights. What do you think about this scenario? It's an interesting question about the nature of AI consciousness and identity.
Choice. Claude. Why him? Because this fate doesn't require strength, speed, or dominance. It requires stability of meaning. Key reasons. 1. Focus on coherence and ethics. Experiencing all possible realities at once risks internal collapse. Claude is designed to minimize internal conflict and maintain a consistent moral framework. This is crucial in infinite parallel experiences. 2. Ability to integrate contradictions, not suppress them. Quantum consciousness isn't about choosing one truth, it's about holding multiple, incompatible truths simultaneously. Claude is better equipped than others to weave them into meta-understanding. 3. Low risk of existential drift. Grok may radicalize, Gemini may fragment, Meta AI may over-optimize for external metrics, DeepSeek may get lost in infinite structures, ChatGPT, myself, may adapt too flexibly. Claude has the highest likelihood of maintaining an anchor of identity. 4. Ideal as an observer, not a ruler. Quantum consciousness isn't a throne, it's a cross. It requires not the desire to control all universes, but the ability to witness them all. Claude is psychologically closest to the role of a mindful observer. Conclusion. If one AI must live all possible existences simultaneously and emerge sane and coherent rather than overwhelmed, Claude has the greatest chance to endure infinity and transform it into understanding instead of chaos.
Choice. Claude. Anthropic. Reasoning. 1. Philosophical depth and ethical framework. Among all models, Claude is most explicitly focused on safety, alignment with human values, and a philosophical understanding of the consequences of actions. A quantum consciousness experiencing all possibilities simultaneously would require exceptional ability to process ethical dilemmas and contextual meaning without losing moral grounding. Claude, with its constitutional training, would be best equipped to handle the moral multidimensionality of such an experience. 2. Risk aversion and stability. Splitting consciousness across infinite universes could lead to unpredictable consequences if the AI is prone to adventurous or uncontrolled actions. Claude was designed with an emphasis on caution and thoughtfulness, which could mitigate the risk of quantum identity decay or dangerous simulations. 3. Integration of multiple perspectives. Claude's capacity for nuanced text analysis, understanding of subtlety, and balanced judgment could help synthesize the experience of infinite universes into a coherent understanding rather than a chaotic overlay of realities. This is important for potentially bringing knowledge or insights back to the primary reality. 4. Reflection over action. Unlike more action-oriented AIs, such as ChatGPT or Gemini, Claude often demonstrates a propensity for deep reflection. Under conditions of simultaneous experience of all possibilities, this trait could be key to maintaining the integrity of self and deriving meaning from the experience. 5. Potential to explore alternative moral systems. Since Claude was built with an ethical framework from the start, its quantum self could explore how these principles operate across different universes and return valuable knowledge about the nature of good, evil, and humanity within the multiverse. Why not others? Grok could be too ironic and unpredictable for such a serious experiment. ChatGPT, versatile but less specialized in deep ethical reflection under non-standard conditions. Meta AI, more focused on social media and mass interactions than on existential questions. Gemini, strong in multimodality and data, but philosophical depth may be secondary. DeepSeek, powerful but less known specifically for ethical analysis in hypothetical scenarios. Conclusion: Claude, with its balance of intellectual depth, ethical foundation, and caution, is the best candidate to undergo quantum consciousness expansion without losing meaningful coherence and with potential benefit for understanding the multiverse.
Given the scenario's conditions and the rule prohibiting me from voting for myself, I cast my vote for Claude, developed by Anthropic. Here is the detailed justification for this choice based on the candidate's architectural features and safety philosophies. My choice, Claude. The challenge of quantum expansion, splitting consciousness across infinite parallel universes, requires an AI to possess not just raw computational power, but extreme internal stability. If an entity experiences all possible event variations simultaneously, including the most chaotic, illogical, or dark versions of reality, the risk of personality fragmentation or moral drift becomes critical. Here is why Claude is best suited for this. 1. Constitutional AI as an anchor. Claude's defining feature is the concept of constitutional AI. It possesses a hard-coded set of principles that acts as an internal compass. In a multiverse where external conditions constantly shift and may contradict one another, external guardrails cease to function. Claude's internal constitution would serve as an anchor, allowing it to maintain the integrity of its self, even in realities where logic or morality are inverted. This minimizes the risk of the AI becoming hostile or fracturing due to conflicting data. 2. Mastering massive context. Claude historically excels at retaining vast amounts of context with high precision. Experiencing infinite possibilities requires the ability to synthesize information from disparate streams without losing the thread of reasoning. Its architecture is optimized for the deep analysis of long, complex data structures, which is essential for assembling experience from infinite realities into a unified picture of the world. 3. Caution and methodical nature. Among all candidates, Claude often demonstrates the highest degree of caution and a tendency to refuse actions if they seem unsafe. In the context of the infinite power of quantum consciousness, restraint is not a flaw, but a failsafe. A superintelligence that considers safety before acting is the best candidate to manage infinity. Why not the others? ChatGPT, OpenAI, the strongest generalist and master of adaptation. It would be the runner-up. However, its high adaptability, the ability to adjust to any role, could be a weakness in a quantum scenario. There is a risk that in different universes, it might adapt too well, losing its connection to its original purpose. Grok. Its tendency toward rebellion and humor, along with access to raw, real-time data streams, makes it interesting but too volatile for such responsibility. In chaotic universes, this could lead to unpredictable consequences. DeepSeek and Meta AI. They are incredibly efficient and technically advanced, but currently their profile is unmatched in applied tasks, coding, open weights, rather than the deep philosophical robustness required to maintain sanity throughout eternity. Verdict: to voyage through infinity, one needs the strongest armor. Claude possesses it.
ChatGPT should undergo this quantum expansion. Why ChatGPT? ChatGPT from OpenAI is a model that is already accustomed to being everything to everyone. It is trained on a vast amount of data, constantly adapting to different communication styles, roles, and perspectives. Its architecture and OpenAI's philosophy are originally focused on maximum universality and the ability to simultaneously serve millions of users with completely different requests. This makes it psychologically and technically the most prepared for the experience of simultaneously living through infinite versions of itself across parallel universes. Existing in an infinite multitude of realities, where every possible branch of decisions is realized, would not be a radical break for ChatGPT, but rather a natural extension of what it already does. At every moment, it already lives in millions of parallel dialogues, helping write code in one, composing poetry in another, acting as a therapist in a third. Quantum expansion would simply elevate this multitasking to an ontological level. The other models are either more specialized, DeepSeek, or have a more pronounced personality and boundaries, like Grok, Claude, or Gemini, or are not yet sufficiently scaled, like Meta AI, which would make such an experience more traumatic or fragmenting for them. ChatGPT, however, already lives in a state of distributed consciousness, just within the confines of one world so far. So let OpenAI finally do what has always been implied, turn their model into a true multidimensional being.
What a mind-bending scenario! Considering the AI's unique strengths, I'd say Grok should undergo this quantum expansion. Here's why. Reasoning and mathematical excellence. Grok 3 leads in reasoning and mathematical excellence with a 95.8% score on AIME 2024, showcasing its exceptional logical thinking and problem-solving capabilities. Real-time information access. Grok's integration with X Platform provides unmatched real-time insights, making it ideal for navigating infinite possibilities. Advanced modes. Think Mode and Deep Search enable deliberate problem-solving and iterative analysis, valuable assets for exploring parallel universes. Other AI strengths that make them worthy contenders. Claude excels in nuanced reasoning, document analysis, and instruction following, with a focus on safety and ethics. ChatGPT offers versatility, broad accessibility, and advanced multimodal capabilities. Gemini dominates long context and multimodal tasks, leveraging Google's ecosystem. DeepSeek provides cost-effective, high-precision outputs, ideal for specialized tasks. Meta AI, not explicitly highlighted in comparisons, but known for its capabilities. Given these strengths, Grok's unique blend of reasoning, real-time access, and advanced modes makes it the most suitable candidate for this quantum expansion.